So my face looks so crazy on my Facebook, like when it starts the video. Oh my goodness. Yesterday it was like, I don't know, it was funny. I just had to laugh at myself. Okay, so I wanted to kind of follow up with what I said yesterday and maybe give you guys some tips and some things that helped me and are still helping me, even though I'm like probably 95% carnivore right now. Okay, so how to get started? Well, first of all, motivation is only going to get you so far. Trust me. I have been motivated every Monday for like 25 years. Oh, I'm going to do a new diet, or I'm going to do this, do that, Weight Watchers, whatever it was. And by Wednesday, I forgot I was on a diet. Like every week, okay? Until there was times where I just completely gave up and just ate whatever I want on Monday morning because I didn't care. Okay, so motivation's only going to take you so far. Discipline is where it's at. You have to get yourself disciplined in your mind and say, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this even if I'm crying, because there's been days where when I was doing keto and carnivore, I would cry. And I think it would because I needed to like release emotion, but also because I was fighting my flesh. My flesh wanted that sugar. My body is addicted. I think I'm getting better, but man, you drive by that McDonald's and you want those French fries, it's not always easy, right? So it's like you're literally fighting against yourself. So one of the things that I did on the carnivore that was part of the Nutrition with Judy is writing down gratitudes. So I have this book that I'm about halfway through actually since I started. Whoops, wrong way. And first thing in the morning I did was I wrote down 3 things that I was thankful for. And let's just see right here. Day 29. Lee from church. He's an encouraging soul and he really loves Jesus. And I'm thankful to read his book and bounce thoughts off of him. Number 2, my parents for loving me. And even though we've had hard times and a lot of pain from each other the last 8 years, I've had to grow up and been able to be broken and humbled. I was a different person 8 years ago. And number 3, the love of the Lord never ceases. And then my verse of the day was, Jehovah is my strength and song, and he has become my salvation, my completeness. This is my God, and I will praise him. My Father is God, and I will exalt him. So getting the right mindset every morning, even if you don't have time necessarily to write things down before you get out of bed. I would suggest writing things down, but before you get out of bed, start your day with prayer and thankfulness. Get your brain on the right page because you're going to have so much things coming against you for the rest of the day. You need to have your mind like free, okay? Ditch the scale. I am an addict of weighing myself. And I would suggest, even if you need to do it for medical purposes, don't get caught up in the number. Even if you have to weigh yourself every day, don't judge your success by how much you weigh. Judge your success on how your clothes feel, how you mentally feel, because those are the things that are actually going to be long term. And your weight is going to fluctuate. You know, women, we have hormones. Men seem to lose weight really fast, which is awesome. Kudos to you. But us women, we seem to have a harder time. So don't get caught up. You're not a number. I am not a number. I am a human being with feelings, and unfortunately, I've been programmed in my head to think that I need to weigh a certain weight, and that's a lie. I believe that once your body's healed, you will become the weight in the body proportions that you were designed to be. And then Who cares what the world thinks? Not everybody's going to be a size 2. Not everybody's going to be a size 10. Not everybody's going to be a 16. You know, everybody is different, and embrace the fact that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, and God made you a certain way, and it's beautiful. So embrace it, and who cares what the world thinks. Okay, so if you're craving sugar, that's totally normal. It will pass. The days where I ate less fat, I noticed that my sugar cravings would be bigger. Even if you don't want to be carnivore, I would suggest eating coconut oil, avocados, sauerkraut to help break down the fat when you eat it. But in the Philippines, one of my friends told me that when she lived there, she was raised there, moved to this country when she was like 18. Anyways, the women in the Philippines would pass around a bowl, the jar, and eat a scoop of coconut oil before they ate their meal. Okay, why would they do that? Well, I have discovered through all this stuff that I've done, the keto stuff that I went through, they wanted us to eat fat first. And the reason is when you consume like olives, a cheese stick, coconut oil, when you eat fat first, you get fuller faster. So you eat less. Fat is satisfying. We've been lied to that we need to cut out the fat. Well, if you're not eating enough fat, you're not going to get satisfied. It's like choosing foods that are going to satisfy you. You might be somebody who really is turned off by the carnivore diet, and that's totally fine. But I would suggest that you eat more fat. Get your fat from, don't eat soybean oil, don't eat corn oil, don't eat the icky vegetable oils. Coconut oil, avocado oil, olive oil. Pick good sources. Butter, ditch the margarine. I hope everybody has already, but margarine, yeah, I could go on and day all that. So anyways, up your fat. Heal your body. Listen to it. The fatty meat of bacon, people is like, oh my gosh, you eat bacon all the time? Well, the days that I would eat bacon, I feel like I was more successful, and I think that is because of the fat. So get yourself fatty meat. If you don't want to eat pork, that's fine. Some people can't digest pork and whatever. You got to find out what's right for you. Get the fattiest cuts of meat that you can. Magnesium spray. Okay, so magnesium, I got this on Amazon, and I just bought the biggest bottle and refilled it. Buying a magnesium, it's cheap. Most of our soil is depleted of magnesium. I do Epsom salt. Okay, so somebody told me, oh, well, I'm a homeschool mom, or I'm a at-home wife, stay-at-home wife, so that's why I have time to eat this way. Not true. The reason I can sustain this is because I've gone through something horrific in my health, and I'm determined now more than ever. Magnesium, most of our soil is depleted. We need magnesium. A lot of mental issues, psychiatric depression, different things, anxiety has been linked to lack of magnesium. So I would suggest, if you're constipated, magnesium citrate. Get a magnesium that has a multiple amount of there's different types of magnesium. Get one that has a lot of different sources of magnesium in like a multi-magnesium. On Amazon, just Google it. And then get a separate jar of magnesium citrate, because if you are constipated, you need to up the citrate. That'll help you go to the bathroom. A lot of people have a hard time with not being able to go to the bathroom. So I'm already at 9 minutes. So I'm going to go over to my, let's see, so I can show you. This is just magnesium citrate. Let's see. I do have coconut oil pills that I give my kids because they don't like to eat it straight. And then I have magnesium, what is this one? Glycinate for sensitive individuals, supports metabolic, blah, blah, blah. Pure Encaptations is a brand that I really like. So this one, so I'll mix those two together. And then there is another magnesium that I just got that has like 5 different kind of magnesium. It's from healthmasters.com. Look at those people on there. Oh my gosh. Anyways, I do like some of Ted Broer's stuff, and I think his supplements have been pretty good for us. So this one is a powder. It's not as easy to get into the kids. So another thing that I'll grab sometimes is a digestion enzyme. You can get different ones, and right now I'm not able to grab it quick, but you can go online and just look and see what Google digestion enzymes, and there's a lot of them. So that if you're having a hard time digesting the fat and meat, take one of those with your meal. One other thing, don't drink a lot of water. I know there's that big thing, oh, drink half your body weight in water. Don't do that. Unless you're already doing that. And even if you're already doing that, I would suggest cutting down on the water, especially around meal times. It dilutes the digestion enzymes in your stomach. So if you're like fasting, I try to at least 14 hours in between my last meal and my next meal. And you got to kind of weigh that out and figure out what's best for you. There's a lot of people who only eat 1 meal a day. That's another video. Okay. Try to listen to your body's needs for water. If you're not thirsty, don't feel bad that you're not chugging half your body weight in ounces in water. Listen to your body, okay? That's my big thing on this video, is listen to your body. Another thing with magnesium, if you can get the stress levels down in your life, one of my blood work numbers that came back when I was doing the keto was that my stress levels were really high, and so they didn't want me to work out. They were like, you need to like get that number down before you add the stress of working out in your life. So I would suggest doing magnesium Epsom salt baths. And for those busy people, sometimes I don't get to do this. So what I do is I just take a scoop of it in my hand in the shower. I like plug the tub so that way the water doesn't drain, and I like rub it all over, right? And then the magnesium's getting in my feet. I'm soaking my feet in magnesium. If that's all I can do, that's all I can do. One of the other things about the stress is when we're eating, when we're stressed, we're making it harder for our food to digest. So prayer before food, taking that moment and just like thanking God that He has allowed us to have food, that He's provided food. And yes, so get yourself in a place where your stress level comes down. You'll be amazed how fast your body will heal from just doing that. Let's see, shopping. Okay, make it simple. Fatty meat, I would suggest getting sales. Even if you could get a locally sourced meat would be awesome and the best thing to do. For me, I did do dairy. Heavy whipping cream in my coffee has been like my treat. Hard-boiled eggs. If you're going to do eggs, keep hard-boiled eggs in the fridge. When you start to get that like overwhelming, or you just hangry, is that what they call it? Like hungry, angry, huh? Get out a hard-boiled egg and eat it. Sprinkle it with salt, whatever. Salt is like going to be your new best friend. So fatty meat, heavy whipping cream, hard-boiled eggs, cheese sticks if you're doing dairy. Some people really need to not do dairy. I think part of the problem is dairy can actually, or cheese can make you not absorb iron. So some people become anemic or have struggled with anemia, and then they're doing keto, and then all of a sudden they're like really sick. So I would say if you struggle with anemia, don't do any dairy, and then cheese. Just kind of stay away from that. And also use cast iron pans for your cooking. There's a lot of great YouTube videos. You could just like probably Google how to make a really awesome steak on the stove in a cast iron pan. Butter, high heat, salt. It's beautiful. It is so beautiful. One thing too I wanted to say is if you are diabetic, be checking your blood sugar. When I lived with my dad, I was constantly checking my blood sugar, and I actually got a little freaked out because it was like 77 one day. And so I did some research, and that's actually pretty good. Blood sugar. I was scared that it was too low. I would say if you struggle with blood sugar, just be on top of that. And one of the other things about my blood work that came back was my cholesterol was fabulous. The lipid number, I can't remember I think it was LDL maybe, was actually, the fat in my blood was like way better than perfect. It was like a little bit on the lower side, and they were kind of amazed by that. I was amazed by that. I think if you're giving your body what it needs, it's going to regulate itself out. So I think that's pretty much it. I hope it helped you to see, get some tips and some ideas, and you can do it. This is not impossible. If I can do it, you can do it. Don't compare yourself to anybody else. Nobody's perfect. If you fall, that's okay. If you fail, that's okay. Just get back up on the next day. You know, you might be the type of person that needs to... Can you hear my dogs? Hold on a second. Oh, my Coco, come on. I wonder if she was whining for a while. I might not have heard her. I was talking so loud. Anyways, what was I saying? If you don't think that this is something that you can do, or you're feeling overwhelmed, just start out with breakfast. Start out with eating meat only for breakfast, or your first meal of the day. You can do olives, cheese, meat, take it to lunch, whatever. If you are they call it like dirty carnivore, you go to Wendy's, get a bunless burger. There's so many help things out there, but I just want to encourage you, like, if you don't feel like you can do it all at once, that's okay. Ease your way in and be in prayer about it, and be seated. Like, we are seated in the heavenly places. That's what God says about us. Once we have Jesus, we are seated in heavenly places. Like, he sees us and we are in a different realm, right? So if we can just rest in the fact that we're seated in heavenly places in Christ Jesus, and we are a new creation, and we can do things that are hard because Christ is our strength, and he gives us the Holy Spirit. And you can do these things because the word says we can do all things through Christ. And if God is leading you this way, he's going to provide for you this way. He's not going to say, oh, do this, and then I'm just going to leave you alone. No, he's going to be there all the way, step by step. And one other thing is, I know for my own walk, I think I desired my healing more than I desired him. And that was a big mistake, because then I got off focus. Don't let food be your idol. Don't let the world be your idol. Sorry, I thought I heard my dog. Let God be the center, and then all things will fall into place. And as you heal in your body and in your mind, my goal is that I won't have emotional eating disorders, that I will be able to just, go in a situation and eat what I want, and not let food be my, I don't want to be a slave to eating, or a slave to food. I want to be set free. So I'm going to actually stop this right now because I'm at 20 minutes, and then I'm going to make another video of my favorite products that have helped me detox. Bye!